With all due respect, or is it all due respect? With the most respect, you cannot manifest your way out of an abandonment wound. You cannot manifest your way out of fear. And the two go hand in hand. So let's get to the core, let's get to the root, and let's explore fear and abandonment wounds. Because if you feel them, if you experience them, you feel them physically, you feel them energetically, and you know that everything is energy, or at least if you're into manifesting, you've adopted that idea that everything is energy. And then you truly believe that. You've taken a deep dive into that. You've read books, you've listened to podcasts, you logically and literally understand that everything is energy. And if that's true, what about the abandonment wounds? Why can't you manifest your way out of those, right? What type of energy is surrounded and attracted to you when fear is present? And that's what fear and abandonment is. Fear and abandonment go hand in hand. Here's fear, here's abandonment. And if you have an abandonment wound, sometimes you can be in so much fear of something. This shows up relationally, and we're hardwired to have connections, to love relationships, to be in relationships with friends, with family, with partners, with our children. All kinds of relationships surround us. And if that's true, and abandonment wounds are there, are present, are unhealed, there's also fear in all of those relationships. And fear creates certain types of projections. Fear creates projections of anger, resentment, inner unhealed wounds, get splayed everywhere. You're hurting, and then you hurt others. You use your words like a knife that cut other people. And the moment that those words come out and cross the lip line, that's what I call it. Here's the line that crossed the lip line. You go, oh, why did I say that? Why did I do that? I didn't really mean that, but it's out and the damage is done. And why do I do that? Where does that come from? It comes from a place of fear. It comes from a place of fear of abandonment. So that's a really hurtful place. And you can't just manifest your way out of a hurting place. You can hope, want, wish, dream, and desire for something more. And that's generally what manifesting is. But manifesting, it doesn't really work when the feeling is not in alignment with the manifestation, the visualization that you are trying to see yourself stepping into that future self, because the true core self is coming from a place of abandonment, a place of fear, a place of hurt, a place of inner pain. To see how they're out of alignment, that place you want to manifest yourself getting into is a place of love, joy, happiness, lightness, calmness, bliss. And the place you're coming from is pain, heartache, old hurts, old traumas, old wounds, old feelings of rejections, old fears of abandonment, old feelings of abandonment. So if you have a feeling of abandonment, it's not a very good feeling. And so now that you know that feeling, you fear having that feeling even more. So what happens is you begin to abandon yourself. You begin to abandon your own thoughts. You begin to abandon your manifestations. So they're out of alignment. You want something greater. You hope that you deserve it. You desire to have it, but then you abandon your own thoughts. That's why you can't manifest your way out of an abandonment wound, because you begin to abandon your opinions. You have these opinions, these thoughts, these ideas, these beliefs about what you want in the future, about how you want things to be different, about how you want to have a healthy relationship, a thriving relationship, a better job, a better income, deeper, more connected relationships and friendships. But you abandon your thoughts when you have inner unhealed abandonment wounds, because they're coming from a place of fear of having that experience and feeling that pain again, because you felt it once, you don't ever want to feel it again, but you're going to keep some distance, you're going to keep some space. That's the problem with manifesting, right? With manifesting, we don't want there to be space. We want it to be in the present, in the now. But when you're coming from an inner unhealed wounds, or from a place of inner unhealed wounds and a place of fear, there's space there. So it always feels like it's just out of reach. It's just beyond reach. It's too far. It's out there. I hear this all the time with clients that come to me to work with me, because that's what they feel and they experience, and they almost literally and physically feel it in their body. They feel here that experience that they want and that they're working so hard to try and obtain or achieve feels out there. It feels so far away. It feels impossible. It feels out of reach, because what's happening in here is they're abandoning their own thoughts, their own opinions, They're saying, I want this, but I feel that. So it doesn't feel connected. It doesn't feel here, now, in the present. And if it doesn't feel here, now, and in the present, how can it ever be that in the future? Catch my drift? Okay. So you can't manifest your way out of abandonment wounds. It takes more. Manifesting is a great tool. But if it's out of alignment, you're never going to get that which you deserve and desire. Because from that place of fear that's trapped in your unconscious mind because of a past experience, you abandon your own boundaries. You allow people to step over your boundaries, and you don't follow through with the consequences that you've set for those boundaries being crossed because of a place of fear. Because what if I do say that? What if I do implement that consequence? What if they don't like me? What if I get fired? What if I get in trouble? What if it causes more pain? What if they reject me? What if they start talking badly about me? What if I'm alone forever? What if no one likes me? You go down this what if road a million miles an hour, and it feels like you're crashing into a wall with no seatbelt on because you abandon your own boundaries. You abandon your own thoughts. You teeter-totter back and forth. I think and I want this. Oh, but I feel this. I think and I want this. Oh, but I feel this. And you abandon your own needs. You feel selfish for having needs. We all have needs. We all have wants. We all have desires. We all have dreams. But if you're in a place of fear, internally, unconsciously, you're stuck in that place of fear, you're going to abandon your own needs, and you're going to drive what you want and need away. You're going to drive other people away. You're going to drive the very thing that can help you away. Perhaps it is letting someone in, but you fear letting them in to support you, help you, comfort you, connect with you. That will cause more pain. So then you fear the pain. What if they leave you? And what if you're left feeling even worse? So you can't manifest your way out of an abandonment wound. Sorry to say. More than likely you've tried, because perhaps you've gone down this road of spiritual development and self-help, and you've learned about manifesting and law of attraction and creation, but you're coming from a deeply wounded place, a place where the wounds show abandonment, show betrayal, show rejection, show fear, show heartache, show pain. And now you're trying to just manifest your way into a different life. You can't manifest your way out of abandonment wounds. Those wounds are a reflection, a mere reflection of what you've experienced in your past. And you can't just hope and dream and desire for something different, because with that, there's an inner belief. There's a belief that something is inherently wrong with you. And that's something I used to feel deeply about myself in every area and every aspect of my life. And I had a whole resume of successes and achievements and awards, yet I still felt like there was something inherently wrong with me, like I was broken, and was on this quest to try and figure that out. The beautiful thing is when you heal those abandonment wounds, instead of just trying to manifest your way out of them, you realize there is nothing wrong with you. But there is something wrong with your coping mechanisms, with your protective mechanisms, because those coping and protective mechanisms, what's wrong with them is that they're creating that space, keeping all those things that you want, dream, hope for, deserve, and desire out of your now experience. And these coping mechanisms are protective mechanisms. They're trying to keep you away from feeling more abandoned, trying to keep you away from feeling more fear, from feeling more hurt, from feeling more pain. And you're trying to control all of that. And control is a beautiful illusion. We think that if we can only control X, Y, Z, then we'll get A, B, and C. And within that, there's this mixture of this belief that there's something wrong with me if I can't. If it doesn't happen fast enough, it doesn't happen in the way that I thought it would, that there must be something wrong with me. And so many people swim in this whirlpool of, why do I do this? Why do I feel this way? What do I genuinely want? Maybe what I want is too much. Maybe it's never going to happen. Am I attempting to control the way that someone else perceives me? Generally, that comes from a wounded place, from a fear of abandonment. If I can control how they perceive me, then I won't get hurt. Then I won't feel more pain. So really navigating and working your way through those stories, through those negative beliefs, through those limiting beliefs, through those unconscious beliefs and programming that you have from those past experiences that cause fear, that cause wounds, that cause hurt, that cause abandonment, that cause pain. allowing those feelings to come up instead of pushing them down, because we know when we just push them down, they don't go out, they just expand and grow and get worse, because when they're down in there, they continue to be fed. We don't allow them to come out and be released so that they no longer need to be fed and they no longer grow and they no longer manifest, because that what we're pushing down stays in us and projects outward. So no wonder our manifestations that we have that we think are going to be incredible and amazing, loving relationships, are not coming into our space, into our vortex, are not coming into alignment. Because what we're stuffing and pushing down to try and create space for those manifestations is fear, is pain, is hurt from the past, instead of allowing it to come up and come out. How do we do that very, very quickly? So how do we heal those abandonment wounds very quickly? How do we get rid of and let go of that fear so that we can allow those manifestations to come into our present and current reality? Well, that's all through the power of your unconscious mind. And you can't get there consciously. You can't get to the unconscious mind consciously. So you're not going to be able to get there through workbooks, through worksheets, through PDFs, through audios alone. All of those are helpful. They bring to the surface awareness, but to really get there quickly takes access to where they are. And they are stored in your mind unconsciously. And you can't get there consciously, which means you can't get there alone, because that means you're trying to think your way through it. And thinking is a conscious activity. Thinking is a conscious exercise. Thinking about what you're going to write, allowing yourself to write it. That's all conscious activity. But all those problems are stored in your unconscious mind. That's why there's still problems. That's why the symptoms of those problems still continue to present and persist. So if you truly want to get through that and break through that very, very quickly, you've got to connect to where they are, the core and the root of them, and that's unconscious. So there's a conscious aspect of your mind and your experience, and then there's a vast, unlimited unconscious mind and experience. That's actually what makes up 95% of you, is this unconscious programming. So when you shift, change, reprogram it, and rewire that, everything externally and consciously shifts, change, and reprograms as well. So that is the power of utilizing your unconscious mind in your healing, in your transformational work and journey. And if you're ready to go on that, I would love to connect with you. And if you're sick and tired of trying to manifest your way out of abandonment wounds and realizing it's not working, or if it ever does, it's going to take a long time. And then by the time you get that, you're not even going to be able to enjoy or experience it. So know that this stuff doesn't have to take a lifetime to heal. It doesn't have to take a lifetime of journeying into and reliving the pain over and over and over again, because who wants to live that kind of life? You probably already feel like on one hand, you are living that life. And if you're sick and tired of that, I totally get it. That's where I was as well. Thinking all I have to do is create a vision board. All I have to do is manifest. All I have to do is just repeat these affirmations that I'm loved, I'm loved, I'm loved. But unconsciously, what I didn't realize and connect with prior to having done the inner transformational work was that I didn't really truly believe that. I was saying that, but I wasn't believing it. Therefore, I wasn't feeling it and experiencing it. Therefore, it wasn't happening. It wasn't coming into form. It wasn't coming into the present. That's where things can be off. So if you're sick and tired of trying to manifest or law of attraction your way out of abandonment wounds and realizing it's not happening and you're ready for it to happen, you need for it to happen because you can't go on living any longer the way that you're living, I get it. Let's connect. You can find out more information in the links below this video in the description. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and do all of those things, and check out what other people have said about their journey to working together, and know that you deserve what you desire. And if you're ready to get there quickly, let's connect.